YouTube, it's the Brick Adjuster here with another LEGO tutorial. Today I'm going to go through all the tips and tricks to find all the LEGO Harry Potter minifigures to distinguish between all of them. So here it is, enjoy! First off, you have to know how to feel for a base plate, a headpiece, torso, and legs, because each minifigure in this series have these things, so you want to rule them out. Also be aware there's 3 types of legs here. We have the regular legs, we have the small legs, and we have the medium legs that are movable. So just be aware of that. First up we have Harry Potter, and he's a little bit tricky. You're gonna have to feel for the owl. However, Cho Chang also comes with an owl, but to distinguish Cho Chang, it's her hairpiece, which is squishy. Harry Potter doesn't have this hairpiece, so if you feel for an owl and no hairpiece, you know it is Harry Potter. However, the owl also kind of feels like the mouse, Scabbers from Ron Weasley. The mouse is a bit smaller, so it's a little bit tricky. But once you feel for the owl and once you feel for the mouse, you'll know the difference for sure because the mouse is smaller. Next up, we have Hermoine Granger, and what I felt for her was her cat. So I felt the tail of the cat. You can feel the shape, the curvy shape. And I also felt her hairpiece. This hairpiece is very distinguishable. You can feel for the shape of it. So that's what I felt for Hermione, her hairpiece, and her cat. Here we have Ron Weasley. And to feel for Ron, you're going to have to feel for his rat Scabbers. I was feeling the bottom of the rat here, the bottom part. So it kind of feels different from the owl, which is rounded all the way through. Plus the owl's bigger. So feel for the rat for Ron Weasley. Here we have Draco Malfoy, and he's a pretty easy one to feel for. Right away you'll feel for the broom. You can feel for the long staff and the end here. You might mistaken it with Mad-Eye Moody because Mad-Eye Moody also has a long staff, but there's no broom end. I also felt the snitch. This is pretty easy. You can feel the wings, and it's a small ball with wings on it. Next up, we have Luna Lovegood, and there's a few things you can feel for her. You can feel for her magazine, which is like a rectangle shape. So this can be felt very easily. Or you can feel for the purse. The purse has a unique shape, and you'll be able to feel that inside the package. It's kind of squishable too. So you'll feel this squishable thing with like an angle. And so if you feel the purse and the quibbler rectangle, you'll know that it is Luna Lovegood. Here we have Neville Longbottom, and the dead giveaway for him would have to be the pot. So you'll feel this pot pretty easily, and you'll feel the plant piece with the leaves. So that's what I felt. I felt the pot and the plant piece. And here we have Cho Chang, and just like Harry Potter, she has the owl. But like I said before, for Cho Chang, right away you'll feel the squishable hairpiece, and so you'll know that it is Cho Chang. Here we have Dean Thomas, and for him, you'll be feeling for the flag piece. You'll feel a square, and then you'll be thinking, oh, is this Luna Lovegood? But then you'll feel the little latches here. You might also feel for the stick, and it's not as long as the broom or even Mad-Eye Moody's staff. But if you feel for the flag piece, you know it is Dean Thomas. Here we have Lord Voldemort. He's a pretty easy one to feel for because right away you'll feel the snake. This snake is huge and it is solid, so you'll feel that. You'll also feel the dress. There's 3 minifigures that have the dress piece. So there's Voldemort, Dumbledore, and Professor Trelawney. But I'll show you guys later, there's things to distinguish them all. But for sure, you'll feel the snake to distinguish Voldemort. This is Dobby, and his dead giveaway, well, there's a couple things. We have the book. However, the book doesn't come together. It comes in 2 pieces. So you'll feel, well, you'll feel this. You'll feel like a square with parts sticking out. You'll feel another flat piece, and you have a small rectangle. There's another minifigure with a small rectangle, so don't mix that up. There's Credence Barebone, who also comes with a small rectangle. However, Credence has the long legs, Dobby has the short legs. And you might also even feel for Dobby's head, because you'll feel the ears. So there's a few things to distinguish Dobby. So if you feel for the small rectangle, pay attention to the legs, short legs as opposed to long legs. And then the book piece. The book piece, you might mix up the book piece with the suitcase. I'll show you later. There's a couple guys with suitcases, but then there's the other clues to pay attention to. Here we have Professor Trelawney, and she's another minifigure with the dress piece, just like Dumbledore and Voldemort has this triangle dress piece. You'll feel her big hairpiece right away. It's huge and it has texture to it. Plus you might even feel for the small dish or the cup. But right away, I felt for the dress piece, and there was no snake and there was no dish. Dumbledore has a dish. So if you feel for a dress piece with no snake, no dish, you know right away it is Professor Trelawney, and then the big bulky hair piece will give it away as well. Here is Cedric Diggory, and he's a pretty easy one to find because you'll feel for this big trophy right away. You can't miss it. It's the only thing with this shape. You'll feel the bottom, you'll feel the handles. This big trophy, pay attention for that for Cedric Diggory. Here we have Professor Flitwick, and his dead giveaway would have to be his megaphone. Right away you'll feel this cone shape with the handle, and it's kind of hollow in the middle. And if you feel that, you know right away it is Professor Flitwick. So just feel for his megaphone. Next up we have Mad Eye Moody, and there's a few things to feel for him. Like I said before, he's the only one with the long staff without the broom end, so feel for the long staff. You might even feel this drumstick, and it feels like a microphone, and they will be looking, who has a microphone? But it's not a microphone, I think it's a drumstick, I'm not even sure. And he even has two hair pieces. So there's the rare one, which is Percival Graves, who also has two hair pieces. And so if you feel two hair pieces, you might think it is Percival Graves, but feel for this staff to distinguish it to be Mad Eye Moody. Here we have Harry Potter with his invisibility cloak, and he's a little tricky one to feel for because he doesn't really have any extra accessories. He just has his legs, his torso, his wand. And so basically if you feel for a minifigure without any extra accessories and only one hairpiece, then you know it is Harry Potter, with the short legs too. This is Albus Dumbledore, and he's a pretty easy one to find. He's one of the three minifigures with the dress piece, the triangle dress piece, just like Professor Trelawney and Dumbledore. But for him, right away you'll feel for the dish. So just look for the dish. You might even feel for the beard. I felt a couple with beards, but right away, if you're not sure, look for the dish, and you know it is Dumbledore. Dish and dress. Here we have Newt Scamander, and he's a little bit tricky to find because he has a suitcase, but also Jacob Kowalski also has a suitcase. The suitcase comes apart. So similar to Dobby's book, there's two pieces, but the suitcase has an end that you'll feel, the handle. With Newt, you also feel for this little animal, which is pretty small. Plus the hair piece is different from Kowalski's, it's spiky. You'll be able to feel the spiky hair as opposed to the flat hair. This is Queenie Goldstein, and she's kind of easy. You can feel for the hot dog or the sausage. You'll feel this sausage shape. You'll be like, what's this wand that's curvy? But it's a sausage. Or you can feel for the bun. You can feel the inside of the bun. So for Queenie Goldstein, it is the sausage or hot dog and the bun. This is Jacob Kowalski, and similar to Newt Scamander, he has that suitcase. But for him, you can really feel these circular treats, the circular pastries. And his hair is different, it's flat, as opposed to Newt's, which is spiky. But if you feel for a suitcase, that comes apart, so you'll feel the two pieces. If you feel for the suitcase, then look for the circular pieces. But if you even feel this right away, then you know it is Jacob Kowalski. Here we have Queenie Goldstein, and her dead giveaway would have to be the bread piece. You'll feel the ridges on the side, and then you'll figure out it's the bread piece, and that this is Queenie Goldstein. Here we have Credence Barebone, and his giveaway would have to be this rectangular piece similar to Dobby. So to distinguish him between Dobby, look for the regular minifigure legs and not the short legs. And lastly, the minifigure everyone's going to be looking for because there's only one per case. This is Percival Graves or Grindelwald. Percival Graves, you're going to be looking for the two hair pieces that feel exactly alike. They're smooth. And that's basically it. Just look for the two hair pieces. You might mix it up with Mad-Eye Moody because he also comes with two hair pieces. But these hair pieces are exactly alike, so they'll feel very similar. Plus, Mad-Eye Moody has the staff and Percival Graves does not have a staff. So this concludes this LEGO tutorial for today. This is the Brick Adjuster signing off. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys in another video. Bye!